Hello, fellow stranger of the internet, and welcome to Personality Talks. Today I am going to talk about how the big five personality traits are linked to prosocial behavior. In the example I will be using, I will be talking about how the big five can affect the way we interpret expressions of pain. Now you may be wondering, what are the big five, and what is prosocial behavior? Well, the big five personality traits are basically five characteristics that keep showing up in personality tests. The big five consists of five traits: openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. And the acronym is OCEAN for short. Next is prosocial behavior. To put it simply, prosocial behaviors are actions that help others, whether it be helping an old lady cross the street, or perhaps picking up someone's wallet and giving it to them, not stealing it from them. That's different. Now that definitions are out of the way, the big five and pain. Pain. We all have probably gone through it in our lives. If you haven't, you're lying. You're lying. Now, the study I will present will explain what parts of the big five allows us to recognize pain expressions. Now, if only I could apply this to my life. Sir, excuse me, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you? Now for some background information of the study done by Korbalov, Durash, Prigent, and Chalabaev. No study before this study had looked at the big five in response to pain. Out of all the big five, the researchers had more interest with conscientiousness and agreeableness when it came to prosocial behavior. In addition, there have been several studies that have shown how the big five can affect how we perceive faces. Now, in this study, they're going to see how we perceive pained faces. Now, this study done by Corbelet and crew, there are two studies within this study, two experiments within the study. The first study aimed to see how much the big five can affect our interpretations of pain. The second aimed to investigate if any of the big five would affect the likeliness of a person to assist someone he or she believes to be in either severe pain or not in any pain at all. And the researchers hypothesized that out of all the big five, conscientiousness and agreeableness would contribute the most in the judgment of pain. It's a rather predictable hypothesis, really, due to the fact that agreeableness and conscientiousness have been linked with prosocial behavior in previous experiments. In the first study, there were 59 participants, 42 males and 17 females. All of them can see regularly with or without glasses. The second study had 76 people, 41 males and 35 females. All of them voluntarily signed up for the study and weren't paid at all. There are two studies in this report. In the first study, three-dimensional faces were shown to the participants. The 3D faces then showed a range of painful expressions, from neutral to extremely painful. A video of a facial expression will be shown to the participant, and they will be asked to rate the pain the face is expressing. Participants also had to take the French Big Five inventory, as the study is trying to figure out which Big Five personality trait is affecting pain recognition. And for study number 2, the procedure was similar to study number 1. However, for this part of the experiment, the participants are given a description of what the person is going through before the face is shown. Participants then had to say whether the person needs help or not. Results from study 1 showed that agreeableness and conscientiousness were prevalent when the participants were estimating the intensity of the pain expressions. Higher conscientiousness or agreeableness led to higher pain ratings. In study 2, there is an emphasis on neuroticism. As neuroticism increased, there was less of a need for the face to change expression to be labeled as painful. From study 1, it was concluded that agreeableness and conscientiousness were the main influencers of people's judgment on what looks like pain. The two traits also helped in ameliorating relationships. People who scored high in agreeableness were considered kind and friendly, while people scoring high in conscientiousness were considered to be rule-abiders and careful. It is found in study 2 that the more conscientious a person is, the more perceptive the person will be to how intense the facial expression is, regardless of situation. On the other hand, higher neuroticism led to people making judgments based on descriptions rather than facial expressions. The overall conclusion is that agreeableness, neuroticism, and especially conscientiousness helped people judge painful expressions. The limitations of the study includes low sample size, meaning that there were not enough people to generalize into the world. The characteristics the 3D model had that could have affected the judgments, meaning that because the 3D model is a male and seems to be in his mid-30s, it will be different if the model was a female and in her 60s. And the study focused mainly on pain, even though there are other prosocial linked expressions. For example, happiness or sadness.